All right, finally getting to the 8.8 rear end that's gonna drop in behind the Rotstang there. Kind of a unique unit. It's got a 456 gears and a Posi traction center section there. So I got this for a really good deal because the guy said, you know, the rear end was hashed. You know, it had some gears, maybe they'd be good. And his main thing he pointed out to me was the pinion, and it was way loose here. So still, if we look really close, it's got a little bit of in-play left in it. But anyway, I thought, well, before I buy parts, I might hook my little breaker bar stuff on here and see if I can get a torque on that nut. Because a lot of times people do not put enough torque on that pinion nut for the crush sleeve, so you never really get the proper preload. Well, anyway, right when I put my stuff on there, it turned really easy. And even with these breaker bars and everything, when it gets close to the right torque, you know, you're putting some pretty good effort in it. So I'm going to keep going with this one. As we see, you know, it's got a little in play left, but you can hardly even tell at this point. You know, it was just real sloppy when I started out. So, you know, I've hardly put any turns in this nut, so I don't think anything's compromised. I think it was just overlooked on assembly. Well, we're getting on to the point here where things get pretty difficult. It torques down to, you know, the torque's upwards of 250 foot-pounds on this deal. So it gets pretty tight, to say the least. But you notice I'm not using a torque wrench, and what I'm doing is I'm just tightening this down until we, you know, we fully seat and get the crush sleeve in the proper place. You know, just get it all nice and tight. And then at the end, what we're looking for is about 15 inch-pounds it takes to rotate this. So about 15 inch-pounds on the bearing, or else, you know, your pinion bearings can just fly apart. So I'm amazed that hasn't happened yet, but I don't know, they must just not have been putting very much power through the car. So anyway, we're just gonna get this torqued down and good to go. So I just go a little bit and I take all my stuff off and I see what our in-play is here, which now we hardly have any in-play at all, just a little bit more. And once that in-play is taken up, then we're just going to go 1/8 turns at a time and you know, kind of feel for that preload. And when we start to get that preload, we'll get an inch-pound wrench on it and really see what we got going on. Still got free play, so we still got some torque to go here. Well, we officially don't have any in play left, so here comes the tedious part where we're going to have to go 1/8 of an inch. You know, I'm going to have to take my breaker bar off here, check it, and just keep going back and forth until we start to get some preload on these bearings. All right, got everything tight to where it's supposed to be, where you know, it has the proper amount of resistance, the proper feel here, but at the same time, it's not loose or anything of that nature. So, and if we push down and turn it, we can't feel any bearings crunching or anything like that, you know. It doesn't get tighter in any certain place and then looser again. So I think it's gonna live, and that's awesome. So picked this unit up really cheap because it was supposed to be hashed. You know, he said the pinion bearings were really loose, but really that nut had just worked itself loose, I guess, or someone never torqued it right from the beginning. So kind of an interesting deal there. This is definitely was professionally done. You know, they got some machinist numbers in there, and it looks like, you know, they just did a quality job when they did it. So gears show a little bit of wear there. Obviously, you're not running around with 456 gears for just, you know, Sunday drive stuff. I'm sure it's seen its hard launches in the day, and it does show the wear, but I've looked everything all over good. The bearings are good. The gear teeth are all good. You know, it doesn't have chips or nicks out of it like metal has been flying around in there. It looked pretty clean when I took it apart, so I'm happy with it. It'll definitely make a good addition to the old Rotstang there, and probably we step on it good enough, might even probably bend the body, so we might have to think about subframe connectors. But anyway, you know, I got the 302 project going there for the F100, and we're moving along with that. Should get it all buttoned up tonight, and we'll get moving forward on getting that back in. But the rear end looks pretty solid.